Hello and welcome to our today's webinar about modern TV's IPTV and OTT end-to-end solution. Together with me, I have David and Jonas from ModernTV. Hello, you two.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
We would like to give you an insight in the product in general, as well as give you some demos of the user interfaces. And to do this as professional as possible, I would like to hand over to David and Jonas. So I will switch the screen to you, David, and it's your turn.
Yes, we are already here, and welcome to this webinar. Thank you, Jutta, for the introduction. As advertised, I'm here with Jonas, and we will tell you something about ModernTV. And we would like to take this opportunity to tell you a little story about how ModernTV came to existence. And later on, Jonas will tell you more details about the whole infrastructure and the components of the whole solution. And then later on, we will see also some snippets of our applications, and also who will last to the very end. We will show you the video of our new features and a new application look that we are preparing and will be releasing this year. So without further ado, not to hold you for too long, it will take about 30 minutes. Now we start with the story of ModernTV. So it all started in 2004 when a small ISP decided to take over one network in western part of Czech Republic, and was serving about 2,000 subscribers. Later on, they figured that it would be a good idea to use this network also for other things than only for providing internet. So that's why voice over IP came to the picture in 2008. Furthermore, what they were thinking about is what else to offer to the customers that were already in the network, and how to make use of the network. So they started playing with delivering TV over the IP. So at the very beginning, it was just a trial and error, and only few people were using it. But with time, it was actually going better and better. And it became a full-time business, which turned out to be really successful later. So in 2013, Sledování TV was founded and started to offer their services to the subscribers. Because all the other ISPs were jealous, and they loved the service that the small ISP was providing, they started asking about a possibility to offer the TV service in their network as well. And that's how the famous model of multi-tenancy came about. First, few ISP connected through proxy, and they started to offer the TV services also to their subscribers, and thus the network of many thousands of subscribers started to grow. The main point was to either keep the current subscribers and also to attract the new ones through the TV service, which turned out to be a jackpot, because soon lots of ISPs were asking about the service, and currently it's almost 600 ISPs that are in the network basically reselling Sledování TV. What is important to mention that this technology was built only by Sledování TV, but for legal reasons, the development has separated in about 2015, and thus became a separate company serving only Sledování TV in Czech Republic and later in Slovakia. And because all the technology that was newly developed was always tested first on Sledování TV, it it was lots of testing and lots of playing around with transcoding and different components of the delivery infrastructure. But sooner or later, it became mature enough to be able to offer this service also to the customers in abroad. What is the great asset of modern TV is that it came out of the operator itself, which means that the concept was already proven because the service was already running. Thus, it became an advantage for the development because it had first-hand information from the subscribers as well as from the ISPs that spoke to their subscribers, and that's why all the experience of creating the whole technology could be used and offered to the customers abroad. And that's why 2 years ago we actually started offering this technology abroad, and believe it or not, yes, it gone viral, and many customers started to ask about this technology because they could connect to modern TV by the fact that we are also an operator as well as the developer, which brought a lot of smiles in the operators' faces because they knew we could understand perfectly the needs of their subscribers and how they actually view this kind of service. And that's why it always grows quite successful. What is important to mention is that because this acquired experience throughout the testing and all the new features being first tested on us, basically our service, no bugs or errors or no further trials need to be done on during the actual deployments, and thus it's we can avoid lots of bad turns that we could take in the future. So it became apparent that since we offer the end-to-end solution, we could actually offer also only the separate mCloud solution, which is for the customers that can already have some legacy front end, and they, for some reason, they don't want to give up their applications, or they have their own subscriber management system or other parts of the infrastructure. And because also maybe the subscribers are used to their front end and applications, they want to stay with it, but they want reliable technology in the background. That's why the mCloud solution can be sold separately with the different front end of the customers choosing. What is the most popular, of course, is the end-to-end solution, which we call as a package deal, basically. That contains many different parts and is totally capable of being deployed very briskly and without no problems on customers' hardware. And those parts of the solution now will be described by my colleague, our CPO and the technical guru, Jonas Shevchik.
Thank you for the word. So I will not bother you with details about how the technology works, because that's something you can either Google online or probably know already. So point of my talk here is to present some key features which are specific or unique to us and which can give you some additional value. So first of all, the end-to-end solution, that's a term you can encounter at many provider stands during exhibitions. So I would like to distinguish us from these and say this is like a true end-to-end platform, because everything in there is built 100% in-house by us, or we took from the open source. So we are basically delivering the complete package to you, with one exception, and that's the DRM solution, when we rely on partners, which take care basically of the key handling. One of them, for example, is CryptoGuard, and together we can provide a very cost efficient solution. The advantage of this end-to-end platform is that you have no pain with integrations. Basically, we are the only subject which is delivering the platform, so no potential risks of some friction between interfaces. It's also very fast to deploy because it's just one component. Basically, we are handling it ourselves. And also being the only party involved, we can give you very nice and cost-efficient pricing. So I will now describe the parts of the mCloud. Then we will move to the modern backend solution. And yeah, I will then show you some user interface from the client applications. So moving to transcoding, I would pinpoint that with various vendors you can get usually a black box solution, sometimes even with a dedicated hardware, so you're buying basically the physical machines, which then are pre-configured to your needs and to your licensing scheme. And we took a different approach where everything is customizable. So it's good also for the future, because right now you want to use some specification, but later when your service develops, you want to change that, obviously, or your channel packages might change, etc. So this is something which is highly customizable. We give full support with predefined templates, yes, and that's something you can leverage. Also the transcoding is very efficient because we are using NVIDIA GPUs, so we are not just relying on the CPU itself. So that's a part when you can significantly save on your hardware resources, because GPU being a dedicated piece of hardware can specialize just on the video transcoding, so you don't have to use that much CPU and then save money on getting just the CPU based transcoder. Also, we see the trend that with every new generation of NVIDIA cards, we get improved image quality, and that can be very significant. The latest change which happened quite recently from the Pascal to Turing generation, we were seeing even 50% increase in video quality for H.265 codec. And also I noticed some article by NVIDIA where they published that their transcoding solution currently supersedes the CPU-based encoding, on the visual side of things. So we can offer really something very good and stable. And I can show you. It's also very simple to get things going. Of course, we have full spectrum of parameters which we can tweak to our liking, but to get started very quickly, all you need is to specify the codec. Basically, you can choose the bitrate just by entering the value here and the resolution. The same applies for audio, for instance. and then you're basically good to go. So no pain, very easy to follow. And we can also prepare like pre-configured templates, so you don't have to bother with any of that. Also, we are very efficient on the bitrate side, where you can see here's a table with bitrates we are currently using in our deployments. This is like a recommendation where we have a very good balanced ratio of the output quality as well as the bitrate, and you can see that for SD we are under 1 megabit per second, which is really great, and that's also one of the strong points when you're deploying, especially on mobile networks, and want to achieve or over Wi-Fi where the bandwidth is not that great, and want to achieve as much quality in the output, but with the lowest bitrate possible. This is the place where we really excel. Of course, if you switch for H.265 and are targeting newer models, newer devices, then the outcome is even better, but depends on the type of your deployment. And here I have some transcoder examples. So this is how performant the transcoder is. So 3 variants. This is per 1 physical machine. So you can output, for instance, 200 channels in SD, which is really great performance, I think. Okay, and that leads us to the next part, which is going to be the video packaging, where of course we support what's trendy, what's needed today, and that's HLS and Dash, because these are the most used formats nowadays, and we basically need to do that. Our packaging can also handle like repackaging of the content of the container formats, where we can on the fly change from MPEG-TS to fragmented MP4, which is very helpful, especially for Apple devices which are capable of running H.265 only in fragmented MP4. And we can then store just single copy of the file in MPEG-TS and then repackage it to fragmented MP4 when needed. Also, part of the packaging software is the encryption software, which also can do the on-the-fly thing. So we can basically store just a single copy of the file in MPEG-TS and then in plain format, and then we can repackage it and re-encrypt on the fly when actually needed. So we can save a lot of storage space, because in the worst case scenario you will have to save different encryption schemes of the file, which we don't want to do, because that's just wasteful, and storage space is very expensive. So you can either save up your resources for the storage, or use the saved space for redundancy, which is better, I think. The encryptor is compliant with the native DRMs, so that means we can do a Google Widevine, Microsoft Play Ready, and Apple FairPlay. And that's pretty much it from the packaging part, which leads us further to the how we store the things. So we have 2 components basically for storing everything. So we can store the live video as well as VODs, and the main advantage of the storage or origin, if you like, is the scaled out and scale up functions. That means we can first load balance even on not only on the server level but also on the disk level, which is something really great. And we can also increase the capacity on the fly, either by adding the whole servers into the solution and then rebalancing, or adding just a single drives, which is very helpful if you want to increase just small amount of the storage space. Also, one of the key features I'd like to point out is the shared NPVR, and that means that for the personal recorder, we can save just a single copy. That means if you have 1,000 users who stored the same event in the EPG, we will store just a single version of it. There's no need to store the thing for everybody else. So again, you will save the storage space. And the last component we are getting to is the CDN, or we use it also as the streamer, as it can be sometimes used in the origin. And that's here I would like to mention that it's a software. Don't think of it as a service from Amazon, for instance. So it's basically server doing a cache for you. So if you need to distribute your content to some distant location, for instance, or the transmission line between your origin and the location when you want to deliver the content is not so great, then you can leverage the CDN, which then downloads the files basically once and then can distribute to multiple either end clients or other CDN nodes. So it means we can also easily scale by adding additional servers to the hierarchy. And also we can do multiple CDN levels. So you can have CDN which is connected to a different CDN, which can be connected to a different CDN. So you can design it for based on your liking. And very good thing about that is that we can do failover, which means if we have health checks on these CDNs. So if the CDN dies, for instance, or say it's not accessible for some reason, or we detect that it's getting overloaded, there's too many connections, for example, then we can reroute the traffic to a different failover CDN and still keep the service running without the users noticing at all. And here's some example again for the performance, because I get often questions like this. I'm not showing any specific hardware. That must be decided based on the needs for the current locality, based on the topology, etc. So, but if we take into account that for instance we have 1.3 megabit streams, then we can say that we can handle, for example, approximately 4,600 concurrent streams being streamed out from the CDN. And that was, in a nutshell, what we call the mCloud solution. So that's the part handling all the streaming and storage and distribution of the video. And as Dave mentioned already, that's something which can be used as a standalone product and then connected to a different middleware or front-end solution. So moving on to the what we call ModernTV Backend, and that's basically what glues all the magic together. And here, just what would you expect? That's subscriber management system, content management system, and what we specialize on, especially in the recent time, that's metadata collection, because right now the trend in the industry is to present very appealing UIs with full with images, many visual informations for the users. So we are doing integrations with movie databases where we can collect data about the things from EPG, and we are building this system to automate all of it. Also, if you are in the need of using your current subscriber management system, because probably you have one, we have APIs which you can connect to. Or if you are already using some billing system you need to deploy, again, this can be arranged through the APIs. There are multiple other things of which I would like to show the statistics. This is something which we are also currently focusing on, and that's very helpful for running the platform itself. Here you can see the number of devices and device types which we can plot out their usage during the day. So you can see real time what's happening in our platforms, what kind of channels are popular, what devices are being used, so then you can use all that information to tweak your package list, or maybe prioritize some device, in marketing, things like that. These reports can be customized to the needs, so it's just up to the operator what they want to see in there. Because we are already gathering all the data, it's just a matter of presenting them in a different useful way. Now I would like to show you what we are delivering on the client side, where I will focus on Android TV, which is something really trendy and hot nowadays. We've done the Android TV certified version of our app, the first tier, which is simple, the one with the Google's launcher. Now we are focusing to deliver the full operator tier version, which will use our homemade launcher and the full completely immersive experience. Now I have a screen capture from an actual device. So here we are on the main screen with channel lists, and here you can notice that I can select the channel and then move to the left, which is past what was happening on the channel, or I can go right to the future and see what will be on the TV. And as you can see, there are plenty of images, so this is currently what we are focusing on to bring all the visuals and attract people. This is our home screen where we can present content which we want to recommend to the user, so they can get more attracted to premium content. So they will buy something which they cannot see at the moment, but they might see, okay, this is really interesting, I want to see that, so I will probably buy some premium package. Now moving to EPG, and again we keep the trend of displaying very nice imagery, so immediately you can see and think for yourself if this is something interesting for you or not. So in a nutshell, that's what we are presenting now in the application. We are building the other application to be consistent on the UI side with what you just seen on the Android TV. And now I'm giving the word again to David, who will talk to you more about the business model.
Hello, I'm back. This is David again. As mentioned at the very beginning, Sledování TV business model was based on connecting other ISPs and using their networks for reselling our product, our TV service. So basically, the options are twofold. One is that the operator acquires the full end-to-end solution and offers it to their users, as can be seen right here. Or they can choose the multi-tenant option, which can be costly, saving some costs, because it can be shared between the alliance of ISPs or a group of cable companies, and they can set up the root operator, and then everybody else will be able to create their own packages and take care of their users. And basically, it's the most efficient or cost-efficient way how to get as many users as possible, and also how to widen the network. The partners will be connected through this partner portal, so everybody can manage their own users and their orders, their set-top boxes, billing, and basically all the stuff that they need to manage their subscribers, which is very important for them, and they can all do it on one interface and connect it to the main route. How it actually all can start is with the demo or POC. That would be the last stage. First version is that we can simply give you an account to our live deployment here in Czech Republic, and you can see or check out our applications for yourself to basically and check all the functions and the features, and basically look and feel of the applications. The second option is to obtain a little bit of hardware or find a hardware that you already have, and we install our solution, and you can test it in your environment and see how it behaves and what the responses are, and basically everything will be available to you. The last option is only for European customers right now, because that's our reach. We are based in Czech Republic, so we are in the heart of Europe, and the demo can be hosted at on our hardware, and you will basically be free from taking care of it so much, and we will do that for you to a certain level, of course. So all of these options are available. I always suggest to start with a live demo account, and then we slowly move to the live demo at your premises, where you can play with the solution as much as you like and see all the good stuff about it that will make your customers happy. So with this, I would like to tell you that ModernTV is now taking a turn to aim for the young and content-hungry people there that want to watch the content and also have some fun in between, and enjoy actually even the interface, you know, like to have features that are not available somewhere else. And to those who lasted all this time with us, there is a sneak peek of our new web interface, or what it will look like this year. So
Just a second, David, we have some questions. You probably like to answer.
The questions can after this can we do?
Okay.
All right, I just played a video and then we will go straight to the questions.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Eagles and wild birds.
Bombs away. Always wanted to say that.
And big boats cruising the sea.
And we are done. Thank you, Jutta.
Thank you, David. To the questions, I have one. I'm a smaller customer. Do you offer an entry-level system?
Yes, we do. We have a small package which we can offer. It's based on one server, possibly two, depending on how much redundancy you need in the solution. So we can deliver something really cheap and start. And as you grow, you can add more hardware to it while still keeping the old hardware you purchased at the beginning.
Okay. Another question. If I need a custom user interface, would you develop this for me, or can I have my graphic agency developing it?
It depends on how much you need to customize the interface. If you need something entirely new, we will go for the second option. If you're happy just with small adjustments on our interface, then we can arrange it ourselves.
Okay. What is about integration with payment gateways? Are they available, and which do you support?
We have some payment gateways integrated already. I don't know the exact names from my head, but we have some already, and it's just a matter of discussion. So what system the customer needs. We can look if we already done that integration. If not, we need to evaluate the effort needed and then proceed further.
But basically, as far as the billing solutions are concerned, usually they are very similar systems. So we are basically ready for integration with any of them, because even though we have our billing solution working for us here in Czech Republic and Slovakia, there can be minor differences on other billing solutions, but as Jonas said, it's up to the discussion, and of course shouldn't be any problem.
Okay. Then can you tell us a bit more about your channel right experience?
That's a tough question, and that really it really depends on the region. So, for example, in Scandinavian countries, the content owners are very strict about what you need to supply to get the channel rights. but we are compliant with that. That's very fine. But as I said, it depends on the region and about the company. Sometimes they need them to be running for some time on a previous say legacy system, or maybe not legacy, but a different kind, like being a cable operator, and see it's a viable company, and then they allow for expansion. And sometimes the legislative, even in Europe, it's not united. So for instance, in Poland, you are still not allowed to do OTT, for example. So it really depends on when you are located.
There is one more question. What about the DRM part? Will you provide or need to find from the outside market?
If that question means that if we provide a hardware, then no, we don't sell hardware. We are not interested in selling hardware, but we give example recommendations, and for European market we are partnering with some companies, especially Supermicros, who are selling these components.
Just one question. Was this about DRM or hardware?
Hardware, wasn't it?
DRM.
Oh, dear. Oh, sorry. I heard it. Yeah, for some reason. So can you repeat the questions?
What about the DRM part? Will you provide or need to find from the outside market?
Oh, sorry.
What kind of DRM are you using?
What? Sorry. What was what are we using?
Which DRM?
Okay. Yes. So we are using the native DRMs, as I mentioned, and these are Widevine, Clarity, and Fairplay, and these we can deliver. But if you need someone to handle the keys, then we can more than recommend our partner CryptoGuard, who can provide the content security to them.
Okay. So I think we are done with the questions. Then I would like to say thank you to everybody for your attention, and David and Jonas, many thanks for the presentation. We will have the webinar on our YouTube channel latest by tomorrow, so you can watch it again if you like. Everybody who is interested in more details, please contact us, and we are happy to organize private remote sessions with all of you if needed. Thank you, everybody, and have a great evening.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening.